Some of you like good news, some of you are only here for bad news, and some of you, dear viewers, are just looking for the silliest news we can find, and I've got 3 stories here that are going to rock you to your foundation, or perhaps not, because they're just that silly. And I'm joined by Herbert, because he is a wonderful sidekick. He is my Ed McMahon. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
All right.
Ed McMahon, not Eggman.
Not happy with that, Brian. Not happy, dude.
Well, you'll get over it. You have magnificent coping skills. I know that about you. But you know who doesn't have very good coping skills? The wife of a longtime firefighter warned people about fire hazards in their homes. Electric vehicles are one of them. Herbert, she's supremely qualified. She is the wife of a firefighter. I mean, this is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. More than one TikToker lately. So this is good to know that we have, I suppose, a quorum of...
because it's more than one.
It is. I mean, we've got, I don't know what the plural of TikToker is. I think, I don't know, pumpkin spice? Yeah, I guess. Lately has voiced concern about EVs catching on fire, and a firefighter's wife posted it. I cannot believe that more people don't know about these fire hazards in their home. She said her husband has been a firefighter for 17 years, and she's learned a lot of things from him along the way. So there you go. That's her dissertation, the doctoral thesis. And I know it feels like I'm picking on a random person. She chose to be an influencer, not me. That was not my decision to put her in the public spotlight. She touched on a number of fire hazards. Can you help make sure? Yeah. So she said, her number one on her list, exhaust fans in bathrooms. Have you ever heard of a house catching on fire because of an exhaust fan in a bathroom?
Well, according to her, she's learned a few things along the way.
That's true. That's true. I don't know why we're... she then went into her garage and warned viewers about leaving anything plugged in. Anything. When you're not home or sleeping. Electric vehicles just don't have one. Their fires are extremely hot, extremely toxic, and impossible to put out. Well, I mean, I have a lot of things in my house that burn hot, but cars, I mean, don't really. She went to her kitchen and said, fire extinguisher handy. I agree with that one. But yeah, don't only burn candles in your kitchen, never in bathrooms or bedrooms, because they're easy to forget. Shouldn't the advice be don't burn candles? Just don't burn candles. I mean, you don't need them. Clean the lint traps. That's all good. And yeah, so of course, in the comments, pages.
There you go. Thank you.
EV cars have like a 0.0012 chance of catching fire. I'm about to block and delete because I'm ready to be done with this. If you'd like your opinion to stay in the comment, that's from her, the creator. We can be done now.
And then later, oh my God, that is hilarious. Okay, so first of all, the logic is you have a combustion car engine that actually is combustion in the word of the description of the car, the vehicle. You've got a tank full of, flammable liquid, and people still think that somehow these things electric vehicles catch more fire. That's just ridiculous. It's still obviously like a holdup from the early days of misunderstandings and so forth.
Sure, gas cars are way more likely to catch on fire, but I can put those out easier. I have an irrational fear about house fires and won't even leave a toaster plugged in. Jess says, oh yeah, toasters are the devil. So you've heard it here first, folks. Toasters are the devil. What I suggest you do, there's 3 things that I learned from this is toasters are the devil. Don't leave anything plugged in. Don't leave anything plugged in. And EVs, I'll just block you. I'll just block you. So this is the caliber of great minds of our time that we're up against when we're trying to convince the public that these are actually good things to have. So let's go with something a little less silly, and you can tell me where I'm getting it wrong. Costco partners with Electrify America for fast charging stations. Now, on the surface, this may sound like a bad idea, but I'm prepared to argue it is a good idea in a way, in one only way. What are your thoughts on this?
I think I understand where you're going with this. Obviously, it's a great idea, right? We are now going towards fast charging electric vehicles. Every single retailer should be partnering and installing new electric vehicle charging stations. That is just a great thing. Now, why did they choose Electrify America? The most important thing, though, is if they follow the standard, right? What was it, just 2 weeks ago that the federal government of the United States announced that they are also adopting the NACS standard, which is the North American Charging Standard, which is Tesla's standard, which just makes so much sense because every car manufacturer, this is the one that has the best metrics, efficiency, time up, and so forth, and just ease of use. Why would you not do this? Because everybody is already standardized to this model. So it's a matter of time. Now, the question is, does Electrify America offer you the ability to use this, or do you need to have, these adapters, and you still need to type in your program? It's impossible, right? To come in and set up an account all the time for everybody. So why did Costco choose them? I don't know. That's dumb. You know what it is? My theory is that it takes years and years for them to plan these things out. They probably planned this 2 years ago, and here we are. And they should have, they couldn't change their minds. It's too late.
I thought you were going to say it takes years and years to charge, and that would have been my answer. Is I don't want someone who can charge in 20 minutes. That's too fast for a Costco trip. I need a 40 to 80 minute charge is what I need.
Wow.
That's my theory. Is now Tesla could build slower chargers for them, but they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Tesla doesn't have that equipment anymore. So I think they would want to go with a company that is known for 80 kilowatt chargers. I think it'd be a better fit. You don't want to charge in 1 hour when you go to a movie theater. That's too short. You want something even slower.
Interesting. I don't think so. But okay, let's take a look at the article again. I want to just quickly peruse it one more time.
Well, all right. They open at Ridgefield, Washington in October. Interesting. That's near me. That's my Costco. Installed by Electric Era, and what the company claims was just 7 weeks. That's great. Electrify America has apparently moved to having drop-in pre-built prefab chargers like Tesla. I don't know.
So I guess what I'm looking for was this like company-wide, countrywide, or is this just like one retail center has just installed it?
So it is up here. It said Clermont, Florida, Denver,
5.
Colorado. It will each, so plus 3 California locations.
Yeah. So
not very many. 14 chargers, while stores in Pleasanton and Sacramento get 10. Costco. Hey, I'm not against it. Obviously, I would prefer faster and more reliable chargers, but Electrify America has worked very hard at improving across the board. Hopefully, some of it sticks. Now, this one is the least silly of all. This one is just news. This one is lithium-ion battery packs, and this is according to BloombergNEF, see largest drop since 2017, falling to 115 smackaroobobs per kilowatt hour.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And let's just pretend that everyone gets the same price. It's not true, but let's pretend for the sake of simplicity. That means the battery in your new Model Y would cost about $8,000. That's not too bad. But if we're talking about a Silverado or a Hummer, you're closer to $22,000, $23,000. How are you going to make an affordable work truck if the battery costs $23,000?
Well, eventually this price drop will flow through, hopefully, right?
Yes. But that's what I mean. Is at $115 a kilowatt hour. The 200 plus kilowatt hour pack is prohibitively expensive. Let's see here. So this is good news. Here's the cost curve visualized from 2013, and the dark is the cell, and the lighter color indicates the additional cost that is the pack itself. You can see that the cost to make the pack has gone down because economies of scale will do that. But the cost of the cells themselves have come down sharply. And the cost curve is still improving. And this year was the biggest drop in recent years. Of course, 2022, we had a shortage. So
that's a significant drop. That's a 20% drop, it looks like.
It is. And this is great. Prices for BEVs came in at $97 a kilowatt hour, crossing below 100 for the first time. And this is, and we're looking at a lot of other chemistries that are cheaper. If you look at just the minerals in a high nickel battery like you and I have in our cars, the cost is, the one estimate I saw was $60 per kilowatt hour is just the minerals, or with an LFP, it's more like $12 is the mineral cost. So that is, and then if sodium batteries ever become commercialized, that would reduce the cost even further. But the biggest obstacle to sodium batteries, I don't know if you've heard, is not the technology, but that they've stopped investing in it because lithium got cheap again.
Yeah,
So they
that's what I
haven't.
was going to say. What happened to the Tesla's lithium refinery? Where's that going at this point? I've heard that it's progressing and it's moving quite well.
It is progressing. I think they slowed the progress of it on purpose because lithium prices corrected.
Prices went down. Yeah.
Prices went down. When they announced it, prices were sky high.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how financially viable it will be long term, or if they're just putting it in place as a hedge against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? Because it was, well, 2 earnings calls ago, Elon did come out and say that, the battery costs have fallen so much. It's no longer the rate limiting step for us. It's no longer an issue for us. So we're not battery constrained anymore, which is great. Now, like you said, it's a hedge, right? Because things are still going to grow. You need batteries for everything. Power walls, megapacks, these things will need it. So it's just a temporary dip. Prices will fall, but they will need more. You'll need to still build more. Is my guess at this point. It's not like we're overloaded with too many of them.
Not like we have so much that prices are artificially deflated at the mineral level, although we have seen batteries sold for below cost in some markets in China just because they overproduced and they had to get rid of them. And you know why they had to get rid of them? Because they're so dangerous, Herbert. They're so dangerous to have around. It's a tinderbox waiting to unplug
everything.
Your warehouse. And then don't go to sleep is, I think, the message here. So I think all of that is just, it's just advice. It's not good advice, but it is advice. So guys, this is all the news in fits that prints. So I think I'm having a fit. So I think we'll wrap it there. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me and my good buddy Herbert from Brighter. What a great channel he has. What a great host he is. And whenever I go to events, people tell me how much they appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Because they see me and they're like,
thing.
oh, I know you know Herbert. I'm like, yeah, I know him pretty
Vice
well.
versa.
Yeah. So, guys, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Leave it in them comments. I apologize to the firefighter's wife. I didn't mean to be personal about it, but you say crazy stuff. It's not, I didn't make you say the crazy stuff, but hey, here we are. It's my job to correct misinformation. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Stay tuned and juicy. I demand it. Comments remain mandatory. We are under a temporary emergency order. And everybody else, cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the next one.